Welcome back, guys, and I'm glad to see you guys again. This has been 3 weeks, at least a month into the making of this video. Finally proud to at least do something, put something out there. And we're gonna be just jumping into showing you guys how to do material files and Nifskope and in the creation kit. And I'm gonna try to make it simple as possible and clear as possible and fast as possible because this took me 3 weeks to a month to figure all of this out. Not even kidding, look at my last upload for this game. I'm gonna jump right into it. We're gonna be going from Blender, right here on the screen, from Blender to Nifskope to CK, and then eventually the game, but maybe not in this video for the game. But anyways, let's start off and let's get into it. So if you're making your file right here in Blender, first thing you want to do is you want to set up some important folders first and some important files first to use the material editor. In the Starfield directory, we want to go over here and we want to go to this ini file right here. If you don't have creation kit custom.ini, you want to go ahead and right click new and text document, and you want to copy this line right here, materials be compiled use db equals 0, and you want to save it as like this, all files in .ini, and that's really important that you do that, otherwise it's not going to work. But I already got it, so I'm not even going to go do it. So after you save that, you got that line in, you save that. It should look like this. And then you want to head over to tools. And you're going to see content resources right here. You're going to want to open that up. You're going to go back, go to data. And then you're going to want to drag material over here. And after, it's going to take a while. After you do it, your materials folder should look like this. You're going to have a bunch of material files to play with and whatnot. And what that's going to do is it's going to make the creation kit load 10 times longer. So just be mindful of that. If it doesn't load up right away, it's loading everything right there. So those are the main things you need to do to set this all up. And then what we're going to do now is I'm going to jump right into Blender. And I'm going to show you guys how to go from this to nip all the way to, the final step in creation kit. So right now I got a katana that I worked with. And what I did was, it came with some raw files. And over here on the right panel, we see the file name is weapon, katana, C weapon. And I found it over here. I got it over here. Over here. And what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to download paint.net. GIMP didn't have the options for this video or for what you need to do anyway. And right here you can see these two files I have, which are key components we need to use. We have a color file and we have a normal map file, I'm assuming. And you need, I believe you need just this. I don't know if you need this really, but we're gonna play with this anyway. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over here to creation kit, and I have everything open already, so I don't have to do all that waiting and stuff. And I'm gonna go over here under view. I'm gonna go to material editor, and it should be it might take a while for you guys to open it up if it's your first time. And it should look like this. And if your graphics look weird as hell, just be patient with it. We're going to go over here to the right, go to can you pronounce that? You're going to want to check that, because we're going to be needing those, and we're going to be needing this right here, roughness. 3 core important ones that we need checked off. So now that that's set up, we're going to go convert these raw files to make them work in here, because if you go to import, you see it says underscore color is needed. And I'm going to show you guys real quick. We're going to go over here and we're going to open up paint.net right here. I'm going to drag both of these into paint.net. And so for the color one, what we're going to do is that's going to be our main color. That's going to be this one right here. We're going to go to File, Save As, and We're gonna go right here. We're gonna go to .dds, and you're gonna call it whatever you want, but the ending needs to be underscore color. So you're gonna go to save, yes, yes, and for color files, I have a guide that is really important. Bookmark it. Put it right here. Thanks to these guys. For any texture file, if you're editing textures, if you're saving textures, new textures, you need to refer to this guide right here. So for colors, you could use BC1 or BC7. For anything else, ambient, this is ambient occlusion, metal, roughness, opacity, height. As you can see right here, all that stuff is under BC4, normals, BC5, and I don't know about the rest, to be honest with you guys. But since this is a color file, we're going to be using BC7 sRGB DX11 Plus. Now it looks like that, and you're going to want to click OK, and that's it for the color file. So if you have one of these maps that came with your object file, whatever, you're going to want to do the same. Go to File, Save As, and we're going to go to where I saved that last one at. And then we're going to .dds. This is going to be a normal. Save, save. And since this is a normal, we're going to be referring to this guide, and we're going to be using BC5. So for the BC5, we're going to be using linear signed. No clue what these other ones are. This worked just fine for me in my game, and it should look like that automatically. Okay. And then also, I think this may bug your game out. If you don't place a roughness file, the game might bug out, or the texture might bug out. It might turn into a constellation patch or some shit like that. So for that, to fix that, go to File, Save As, and we're gonna do rough this time, underscore rough, and rough is under BC4 right here. And watch, it's gonna look like this in a second. Save. BC4. Black and white just like that. And you click save like that. So now if I refer to my folder, it should look like this. All three of these files are right here. Now to put those in the creation kit, you have to drag it to the directory. So I will open a new tab, Windows Explorer tab, and if you don't have the textures folder right here, you could just make a new one and open it up. And I suggest making a folder to be organized. I already did. I called it Katana Textures. Double click that, and you could just drag these over there, and that's going to be in the creation kit. Now to put it in the game, this is what you have to do, because if you go to the game, it's going to be black. You have to go to My Documents, My Games, Starfield, Data, Textures, and you want to drag that whole folder into this location. So if it's black in the game, make sure you went here and you put that there, and it should be just fine. So, and that's there. We got everything set up now. You only need those three files from what I know so far. Just those three type of files: the color, the normal, and the rough. And we want to go back to the creation kit. So if I go over here to the creation kit, I want to go to Katana right here. Is that what I called it? Okay. So actually, yeah, we're just fine. Yeah, I just confused myself. So for the color maps, you want to go to Albedo right here. Click three dots, and I put my textures in this right here, and I click color. Double click that, bam, just like that. For this one right here, just like that. And for roughness, just like that. That's all you need from what I've known so far to you put textures on your weapon or object, whatever it is. And you want to click save. And you could just name this anywhere, but it has to be, you could name this anything, but it has to be in the materials folder. So test video, we're calling it right there, test video right there. Now that that's created, to put this in Nifskope, this is a key, really important key right here. To put this in Nifskope, to have you open like have textures and all this stuff, you want to go to BS Geometry, and if you don't have textures, you go to Shader Property, and you add BS right here. You add BS Lighting Shader Property, and right here where it says Name, you right click that, Edit String Index, Browse Materials. And right here it should say materials right here. Just double click that, and where I saved my material file, it was actually right here. But if it doesn't show up, you need to do this. You have to do this. X out of that. I'm gonna go to Options, Settings, Resources, Paths, and every time you make a change in the directory folder and it doesn't show up in Nifskope, you have to refresh it to do this. Auto detect game paths, apply. So right click, edit, browse, and test videos right there. So yeah, I replaced my texture with the same thing basically, but different location, different file, and it still worked just fine. So just like that, it's super easy. Tedious very. If you didn't understand the video, go back and watch it over again. I didn't go step by step in order. I kind of went all over the place, but you should still be able to figure it out. But in the creation kit, also just to make sure your textures are working, in your creation kit you go right click, you go to edit material swap, but you'll figure it out. It's super easy and it's very easy to use. Make sure in paint.net that you have, make sure you have the right file underscores, the templates like that, named like that, and make sure you refer back to this guide on how to save the files correctly, because it won't show up at all in the game or Nifskope or in the creation kit if you don't do this correctly. So thanks for watching the video. Probably gonna jump into how to put a weapon in the game, because I just figured out and it was a long process, so I'm gonna try to keep it short. See you guys in the next one. Alright.